Hello, I'm going to explain you in a very short way how dimensions are created and how holons are created. In my opinion, the totality of the system, the background of our universe is a membrane. You can see it like this foil, a food foil. Now this food foil vibrates. In my opinion, this is a spherical structure, like a balloon, and the surface moves like this. Now, we can have, for example, two different peaks here. Peaks made by the membrane. And so, these move and go up and down. And one of the possibilities is that this membrane peak penetrates the other membrane peak. And this is essential, a very simple concept, but very essential in how holons, topological holons, are created. So, imagine that this is such a peak. So it goes up and down, up and down. And there is a second one, a large one, who goes also up and down. Now, you can see this like what you see here. We have two peaks, a peak here and a peak there. But since the membrane is non-breakable, it cannot be broken, these can have contacts. These can have surface contacts like this, and this one jumps and provokes that the other jumps in another way. But there is another possibility. There is a possibility that when the exact corner, the angle, is respected, this one, the smaller one, will penetrate the other one. But since the membrane is non-breakable, it only can push away the other one, like this, push away. Now, when the correct conditions are available, now this will penetrate and push more and more and will enter in the system. And then this one will also push away the second one, because we have two different surfaces in one peak. Now imagine that this happens. We will have this causes that the second one goes like a second layer, a cover around him, and then he meets the third one and you have this one. So here now you have three different layers, peaks over each other. And of course, when this moves, you see that also the second one will move, to penetrate it. And when the penetrator moves, it will also cause a motion in the other one. So now we have a dynamic system, how space and three dimensions are created by a two-dimensional surface, which is the foil, which is the membrane. And this section, having three different layers on top of each other, is called, in my system, a topological holon. Now, and if something's happening here, in this holon, it will have a vibration, it will cause also vibrations of the bigger system. So it's a feedback system. This is like a condensator, like a battery. So the energy that is stored in this section will be stored here for a while, and is then, when a depalastration go out, again, you have the two peaks again. So this disappears, and this will stay. And then it goes again. So when you have change in this one, and it will, and you have here the holon, you have just changes here one, it will cause changes in the holon, but also in the penetrated holon, in the passive holon. This is the passive peak, and this is the active peak. So, but here, and very strange in this concept, is that you have, in fact, this causes, the passive one causes two different layers, and this have only one layer. So holon, the topological holon, has also always three layers in its essence. Of course now, other peaks can go through this one, can go through that one, can go like this, and will give changes again. Now also, another way is that between those hollow layers inside, they can combine also and make little knots, sub-hollows. And this is a very systematic way to explain how the interactivity and the interconnectivity happens in the universe. So let's say that this is you are this hollow made of course, zillions and zillions of layers like this, but also interconnected, and this is your skin, your outer skin. But here, for example, this can be one of the layers like the endoderm or the mesoderm. The mesoderm is the middle derm, and this can be that one. So when the egg is fertilized, then the combinations that makes the cells have always 3 layers. Here you see 3 layers. So this is a way how you can see this, how a human is, how an object is. They always have a combination of dimensions of layers like this. And in fact, this approach is quite similar to what Riemann said, and Clifton, and Einstein said. What you see here, when you accept that this is space-time, then you have here deformations of space-time. Or in the terms of Einstein, this is the frame of reference. And of course, everything that is happening, every dynamic process that is happening in this time of reference will be different from time of reference, references that are made in other systems, frames of references. So this will happen, and everything what happens in this, say, universe will be influenced. If the vibrations like this can be, this is the green universe, everything will have a spot of green inside because it will respect this. Now the other element, which is important, is time. What we see here, that since this holon is created, for this holon, his time of existence started. Now, when the holon goes away, and you have 2 peaks again, there is no time for that holon because that holon doesn't exist anymore. So here we have the creation of the holon, so his time begins, his life begins, and here we have decay. So up, and it goes out. So here we have again, now the holon doesn't exist anymore, you only have the 2 peaks. And that's a little bit an approach, a very simple approach of how topological holons are created. Thank you.